She just looks so lost all the time. She's just like, what? Hey you guys, how you doing? I'm Richard with Everlasting Gaming, and welcome to Fare Thee Well, a visual novel by Watercrest Studios. And in this one, we're going to experience the drama of winter. Because in this one, according to the preview, it's about a boy who's immortal who enters a bar, and he meets this wonderful lady we have right here in a green dress, and it changes his life forever. This is going to be great. Every time we get into these, we always find such crazy things happening, you know, youth and murder and adultery and all this insanity. This is going to be great. I'm excited. There's a jukebox over here. How awesome is that? I just had to point that out. Alright, you guys, let's just dive right in and let's see what this has to offer to us. Fare Thee Well, Story of a Lonely Man. Hello, nature, in my brain. A wanderer, a wayfarer, a stranger, and a sleepy town he found in the snow. One winter night, December 1967. I am a lone, wayfaring stranger. I feel like I heard that somewhere before. Traveling through this world of woe. But there's no sickness, toil, or danger in that bright land to which I go. The strong winter beats down all around me. I pull my coat ever closer. I'm going to see my father. I'm going there, no more to roam. I'm only going over Jordan. I'm only ever going home. Down the road I walked. This is really loud. Give me once. Let's lower that a little bit. There we go. Sorry about that. Down the road I walked, covered in cold snow. I have no one to meet and nowhere to go. I know dark clouds will gather around me. I know my way is rough and steep, but golden fields lie out before me, where God's redeemed sheep shall ever sleep. I need to find somewhere better than this. I can't feel a thing. I'm going to see my mother. She said she'd meet me when I come. I'm only going over Jordan. This sounds like a poem. I'm only ever going home. Suddenly, I see a light in the bleak midwinter. A small town nestled deep in the woods. Asleep, dreaming the passage of time. Isn't it interesting how we don't have a name here? All except for one single brick building, its windows glowing with light, beacons for the lost. I see it's a bar. A deeply lit sign flickers above the entrance. On it is a name, emblazoned in pale golden letters. The Hearth and Home. It'll do. I push past the door and enter and out of the snowy night. Once inside, I take off my gloves and rub my hands together for warmth. It takes too long to feel my fingers again. I close my third eyes and take in the sounds of the bar. It's busier than I expect in a town like this. There's a low murmur dispersed in the air. Some people are here in groups, and many, like me, are alone. It's good to see people again. I slip my gloves into my coat and take a seat. A bartender spouts me from behind a row of drying glasses and approaches. Evening. A beer, please. I'm just wayfarer. I only order so I can stay. Wayfarer, I believe, means traveler. The bartender fills a glass from the tap. Traveling through. He places the drink in front of me. The liquid in the glass shines like oil under the pale, mellow lights of the bar. Yeah, I drink it all at once. It brings some fire back into my blood. Can't say I know what business brought you here. How do you know I'm not traveling for pleasure? Pleasure don't come this far north this time of year. I smirk. Maybe I got lost. Maybe you did. Maybe you buy some of these Mint Milano cookies and this whole thing just blows over. He takes my glass and steps away. Family Guy joke. Sorry, I saw it earlier. I take a glance out the window while he's gone. The night is black and thick with snow. I should stay a while longer. I won't let up soon. Cedar, Maine, population, a little over 2,000. I was able to make out the sign off the highway exit before the storm got too bad. Originally, I'd meant to make it all the way to the other side. Hitchhiking got harder after sunset. When it got too cold to be outside, I headed off to the road to the nearest place I could find. This place wasn't too bad. Reminded me of simpler times. I'll stay here for the night. Not that I have a choice. It feels nice just to sit for a change. Sometimes you move so much you feel like you're not the only one moving anymore. Like you're not the one moving anymore. Like you're drifting. Sometimes, though, it's fine. When I can just stop and let things pass me by. I always stop and smell the roses, or the alcohol. It does not make the difference. After a while, I notice a change in the air. The curtain of small talk lowers into silence. The clinking of plates and glasses melt away. A small crowd begins to form in one corner of the bar. I walk over to get a look at what's going on, and watch as someone gets up onto a small unlit stage. Someone's gonna sing. It's a girl. A girl in a green dress is about to sing. She is the happiest looking girl in a green dress I have ever seen. Also, I just want to point out, look at these background images. They either used a really interesting filter or they painted these themselves, but either way, very well done. I like it. The girl gazes with her deep brown eyes at the expectant faces all around her. For those of you who watched my Her Lie I Try to Believe playthrough, it always starts with the eyes and then things go terribly, terribly wrong. A hush falls over the crowd as she leans into the microphone. Her face betrays not a single emotion, but pure wonder. It's almost as if she's somewhere else, remembering better times, preparing to sing to herself in a world that stood still, hanging over every word, off her every word. She begins softly, her voice barely above a whisper. By yon bonny banks, and by yon bonny braes, where the sun shines bright on Loch Lomond. I know this song. If you guys are expecting me to sing, it's not going to happen. The world isn't ready for that. Where me and my true love, we will never meet again. On the bonny, bonny brinks of Loch Lomond. Of course I know this song. The small birds they sing, and the wildflowers spring. In the sunshine, the waters are sleeping. Where the broken-hearted can know no second spring again. Though the woeful may cease from their grieving, you'll take the high road and I'll take the low road. And I'll be in Scotland before you. But me and my true love will never meet again. On the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. After her rendition of Loch Lomond, the girl continues to perform, singing various other folk songs. The audience continues to be mesmerized by every movement of her parted lips. The bar is eerily silent, and not a single person dare move. Her voice is magical, perhaps the most beautiful I've heard in all my life. I've never been so absorbed by a song before. The voice of the girl in the green dress grows and grows and grows, only to fill the air with complete emotion, feelings seething with energy. Like her voice is an endless flowing spring, and to listen to it is to drink and drink and drink again. It's kind of creepy if taken literally. I've never felt this way before. I doubt I will again. When she finally finishes her set, the girl in the green dress takes a faithful step back from the microphone. She looks so depressed now. Her skin beats with sweat. Her chest, well, I'm really looking at her. Her chest heaves up and down to the rhythmic beat of her exhausted heart. Her posture is tired but proud. Her breath short but steady. Her eyes somber but bright, vibrant with fire. I'm really, really looking at her. And as I watch her in this precious little moment of silence, it seems all time stops. The sheer intensity of this moment breaks over me like a cold ocean wave. The sadness I feel at its impermanence, its immediate beginning and end, pulls me under. I am washed in fascination, and in that moment, the passage of time resumes. It flows unhindered, ignorant that so much change has taken place in my inner self in that brief window of frozen time. That change in my heart has just set forth in motion a long, long story. And that will not end for a very long time. One that will not end in a long time. A story about meeting people and saying goodbye to people. A story about arrivals and departures. A story about time. I sit alone for a while, taking this all in. I'm just deep in thought. That's what happens when you drink, I guess. After I regain my senses, I shake myself off and return to my seat at the bar. I see someone's cleared my glass from the counter. I wasn't done drinking that. The bartender spots me out of the corner of his eye and comes on over. Another? I might be staying here longer than I thought. I don't know why I made him British there. But screw it, let's just do it, because we can. Just one. The man fulfills my request, pouring another glassful of the amber drink and placing it down before me. He takes a look around the bar as he wipes some washed plates. The sink isn't too far from my seat, and he can talk to me while he works. Busy night tonight? Busier than usual. Much. so even this counts as busier than usual. This must be a smaller town than I'd originally thought. The girl helps? The bartender nods knowingly. Oh, the girl helps. Is she a real singer? I suppose any singer's a real one. But no, she's not a professional. We could never afford someone like that. I'm sorry if my accent's terrible. I just thought I'd make it interesting. Then what is she? She's young, about your age. About my age? One of those student types. A student all the way out here? Hey, when you got student loans, you do what you gotta do. The bartender doesn't seem to take offense at my jab at his hometown. Don't know. She's been in town about a month now. Stays in the motel across the bridge. Usually we don't have music, but she's willing to work for cheap. She's good. She's affordable. I take a sip of my beer. From the bartender's description, the girl in the green dress seems interesting. Who calls someone affordable? It's kind of demeaning, isn't it? I'd like to talk to her if I can. You let people talk to her after her sets? He seems incredibly unsurprised. Means it happens a lot. No, but you seem like a nice enough guy, so go ahead. I'll warn you though, no one's lasted long in a conversation with her. I take a bigger sip and cock my head. Why is that? Seems to be an ice queen. She's polite enough, but just doesn't say very much. Doesn't want to open up to anyone about anything. That kind of girl. What, a bar singer? Who's too shy to talk to people? In the flesh. Of all the thoughts that crossed my mind while she was on stage, I didn't once imagine her to be shy. It must take a lot of courage to get up there and sing. She's brave on the outside, but what's on the inside? What makes her shy? I go up to her. Hello, pretty girl. So what's on the inside? I must know. I mean, I'm just staring at her with all her features and everything. Kind of coming off as a creep in this game. There must be something hidden in all this. I'm far too interested to back out now. I finished my drink to the last drop. I think I'll take my chances. You tread a dangerous path. Then he nodded at something behind me. There she is now. Go ahead before she leaves. I take out some money and tuck it under my glasses payment and stand up from my seat. Your sacrifice will be remembered throughout all northern Maine. Out of the darkness in the crowd, I spot the girl in the green dress making her way toward the door. Let me know how I'm doing with my accent in the comments below. If it's terrible, I'll stop. But I think it's cool for now. She's tucking the sides of her coat tight around her, like she's trying to make herself look as small as she can. I wave over her before she can leave. She sees me and stares at me blankly while I approach her. She seems surprised. That's her. That's the girl. She just looks so lost all the time. She's just like, what? God, she's beautiful. I can't take my eyes off her. I don't think she's blinked this entire time. She's absolutely breathtaking, and I don't think she's breathing. But she's not saying a word. You're not going to want to leave for a while. There's a big snowstorm raging outside. See? She's not breathing. Nothing. Awkward silence. Alright, thank you. Off to a bad start. Actually, I was wondering if I could talk to you for a minute. It could only get worse from here. I'm the kind of person, back when I was single, if you're gonna flirt with someone, you just gotta go for it. Just be yourself, dude. If you're weird, you're weird. Who cares? Let someone find you because they like you for who you are. The girl in the green dress takes a moment to digest all this. Then she raises her eyebrows like she's confused but doesn't want to admit it. What do you want to talk about? Well, about things. It got worse from here. That sucks. God, I haven't done this in so long. The girl visibly recoils. Oh my god, that face. It's like she has to poop. I think she's trying to hold back laughter. I shake my head and smile. Time to try again. Here, what I meant is this. I listened to you sing up on the stage. You have a really pretty voice. I'd like to talk to you about your singing. If you'll have me, that is. I think I did better this time. She does not look impressed at all. I think. The girl stares at me for a little while longer. I'm helpless to gauge how her reaction will be. Then of all things, she smiles. No one's ever asked me about my singing before. Aw, that was cute. Success! I'm honored to break tradition. Aw. I'm gonna use that one day. That's cute. The girl lets out a small snicker. She let go of the sides of her coat and rests her hands meekly at her sides. Hi. Aw. Hi. I'm Emmeline. Oh my god. That's very close to the name of my sister. So, if any of my siblings are watching this, Emmeline, you're in a game. You made it, baby girl. You made it. Emmelina, but yeah. Good evening, Emmeline. Let me buy you a drink. I turned to be beside her and began to lead her toward the bar. I haven't spoken to people like this in a long time. I wonder what's come over me. I'm finding it so easy. Natural, even. Like I'm acting out my own life, not observing it. Must be something in the air. You too good for now? Yeah, thanks. Yes. Alright. Once the two of us are alone, I raise my glass and Emmeline hers. They sound together with a definite clink. Cheers! Cheers. Emmeline eagerly raises her glass to her lips and sips away. She does not look like she's like 21 drinking age, but screw it! We're in Maine, we're having fun. Alcohol for 10-year-olds everywhere. You have expensive taste in alcohol. Ooh, you're gonna lose her again. She shrugs. Just for tonight. Smart. Silently, we drink to our healths. Afterward, follow brief introductions. I learn Emmeline is 22. She does not look 22. She's doing great. I tell her I'm 25. Ooh. So does that mean he's not 25? I'm 63. You look much younger than 25. I get that a lot. We start to know each other a little better. Me? A professional singer? There's that confused look we know and love again. No. Not even close. Well, I'm sorry to have assumed. No singing, just a passion of mine. I've liked it since I was a kid. And I do it when I can for money. It's nothing serious. If it's a passion of yours, then it's not nothing serious. It's not what I went for school for, is what I mean. What did you go to school for? I was studying to become a nurse. I wasn't interested in it or anything, but it was safe. There's still a lot of people out there who don't like to see an educated woman. Mind you, this is 1967. Unfortunately, this was a crazy time for women back then. So this just so you guys know, this is where we are when it comes to time period. It seems personal. I hope I'm not praying. And you've graduated? No. Oh, I'm sorry. What happened? Well, I'm not sure you'd want to get into it. I don't know what your politics are. I don't really involve myself in that. I don't keep myself too current. I don't have any strong opinions, if that's what you're worried about. I'm listening. Anything you can think of to say, you can say, and I'll listen. Our bonding quick. Oh. Well, I was expelled from school for protesting the war. Yep, she's a strong-minded woman. I could see that. Expelled from school for taking part in a peaceful protest? That can't be allowed. It wasn't too peaceful in the end. I killed 17 people. Then I got really confused and just fell down. That explains it. It does. Whenever the music goes silent, that means something horrible is about to happen, and I feel like this is the big moment where we reveal that she has like a severed head in her green pocket or something. We stop to sip our drinks, and I mull over in my mind what to say next. Well, I'm sorry to have pried. Emmeline's face softens. She just looks so dissatisfied with everything. Really, it's fine. It's nice to get to talk to someone about it. I take it there aren't too many new opportunities to talk with people here in Cedar. Not here, no. Can I ask how you ended up here? We're just revealing everything. Open book for everybody. You could, but it's not a fun story. You can imagine my parents weren't very big fans of my expulsion. I figured. They were livid, engorged with rage. You think they were going to eat me, they were so angry. Oh, that's a lot of rage. Like they were going to lock me up in the cellar and bury the key. I mean, the way she's describing them, I wouldn't be surprised if they tried. While she's talking, her voice becomes strained. Obviously, this is reopening old wounds for her. Cue the dramatic orchestra. I feel bad for bringing it up now. They started pressuring me to find a husband. Showed me off to any rich young man or family friends who came by, trying to convince me to give myself up and marry a complete stranger. Made me feel like I was a hunk of meat, being peddled in some marketplace. To them, my failure had branded me a commodity. I'd become a damaged good. It's terrible. Something to be sold off. My value to be measured in nothing, but the children I would bear. I couldn't take it. I absolutely couldn't live like that. Nobody could. It's terrible. So you took off. You could tell. You seem the type. This makes Emmeline loosen up a bit, but only a little. That's good. I have to try and help her feel better. I hope I didn't spoil her night. I'll go ahead and take that as a compliment. Good. It was meant as one. I hadn't meant to bring up bad memories. Like I said, it's fine. It's nice to finally be able to talk to someone about it. It's been all bottled up for so long. I know how you feel. You can keep going if you'd like. Well, the rest is a lot of the same. I packed up some clothes and some books and snuck out in the middle of the night. I stayed in the city a while, with friends and the like. Figured it was the safest way. After some time, though, I knew I had to get further away from that. Excuse me. Somewhere my parents wouldn't find me. So I ran. Wandered from place to place. Took cabs and buses when I could. Walked when I couldn't. Hitchhiked when I absolutely needed to. Very dangerous, by the way. It wasn't too safe, and as a girl, I needed to be careful. But I was smart. I kept my eyes open, and it's got me this far. How far is this far? Far enough. But... I don't know. I called my parents a few times just to let them know I was alive. I'm a good girl like that. At first they were even more furious that it's been a while that I was... At first they were even more furious that they'd been while I was at home. They threatened to call the police after me. Threatened me when I said I wouldn't come home. But after some time, as I got farther and farther from home, as I was gone for longer and longer, they started to soften up. Hot rage turned to bold resentment. Resentment turned to disappointment. Disappointment turned to sadness, turned to regret, turned to apology. Turned to them begging me to come home. Emmeline looked visibly shaken. She's been through a lot. Felt so bad for her. Do you want some more alcohol? It makes me feel better. But I knew how she felt, and I knew I had to let her finish. When I'm upset, ice cream, chocolate, and food. It's been more than 2 years since I left home. I started begging by the end of the first year. I couldn't take it, so I stopped calling them. I haven't spoken to them since. Emmeline gazes into her reflection caught in the polish of her empty glass, warm under the dim bar lights. The night has gone on, and many have left. Everything's quieter now. Everything is moving softer, going slower, like the night has entered a dreamlike state. I place a hand on Emmeline's shoulder softly. I want to comfort her. You don't want to go home? No, I do, believe me. Sort of life gets tiring after a while. Having no safety, no security, always needing to move from place to place. Searching for warmth every single night, and praying every single morning you'll be able to find work and to feed yourself. It drains you. It takes a lot away, and it makes you lose your sense of place. When you can't ever stay in one place for so long, it feels like everything in your life has a time limit set on it. It ticks away, and it couldn't care less about what you want. The time runs out one by one, everything in your life melts away. The people you meet, the things you gain, the sights you see, they leave, and you're left with nothing again. And do you know what you do then? Yeah, you start over. You feel like you don't have any control over anything, like you're not even the person living your life. We've gotten so close in these past 10 minutes. You feel like you're only sitting back and watching events unfold, like you're an observer from the outside, looking in on yourself. Emmeline seems surprised. It looks like I've understood her perfectly well. There's that look just gets me every time. Oh. Right, that's how I feel. Thank you. Don't mention it. That's truly how I feel, and I hate it. And I want to stop and I want to go home, but I can't. I just can't go home. I don't have it in me to go home. You're afraid of what'll happen if you do? I'm beyond afraid. I'm petrified. I can't even breathe when I think about seeing my parents again. Even though this journey's taken so much from me, I feel like just giving up and returning home isn't going to give me any of that back. Oh yeah, like, for me personally, like, I could never do, like, an arranged marriage. Like, there's no spark, there's no love. It's just like, okay, let me set you up in life with a, comfortable thing, but you don't have love out of that? Like, no. But for those of you who do it and it works, good for you. I just couldn't do it myself. It isn't. I feel like if I want to get back everything that's been drained out of me, I need to find something. I don't know what, just that it's something I'm searching for. And if I find it, I can go back and live a normal life again. Emmeline sighs. If any of that makes sense to you. I try to assure her. Really, I understand. I'm in the same situation as you. I am. You're a runaway too? I shrug. Something like that, but I can't say much. Well, that's not suspicious. I mean, she opened up with all this stuff. She pretty much told me her whole life story. I gotta give her something. No, it's nothing like that. I'm not a criminal. Obviously. I'm not. I'm clean. I just need to travel a lot. It's something I have to do. I go from place to place like you, and I search for things. I'm like you. Don't worry. I know you're like me. I don't know if I knew before we started talking, but I definitely know now. That's why I've told you so much about myself. I've never spoken so much about myself before. Not to anyone. Not in my whole life. I've never spoken much at all, really. So I've heard. So that's alright. You don't have to explain yourself to me. Consider it an apology for me spending the last hour talking about nothing but myself. I'm sorry for that. I dismiss her with a wave. Really, it's fine. I don't think I've ever talked to anyone like this either. And I'm glad I could help you finally open up about these things. Emmeline beams. And it's all thanks to the fact that you liked my singing so much that you needed to tell me, huh? I laughed. Well, I did say you have a beautiful voice. We talk on and on, long into the night. We tell stories, learn about each other, come to understand everything there is to understand. Still, I don't tell her my secret. What's my secret? But the conversation brims with life anyway. I've not spoken like this to someone in a long time. I've not felt this way about someone in a long time. The night is long and full of joy. Keep each other's company, talking until we're the only ones left in the bar. Under the cover of the winter storm, under the dim bar lights, under the drowsy spell of insomnia, we talk and talk and talk until we can talk no more. Wow. So we're bonding in this one. Obviously, she's been through a lot. Clearly, I've been through a lot. But I have a secret. What it is, we're going to find out. But this is getting interesting. The fact that she has been through so much, but they have this like common trait, it kind of makes you kind of feel for them. So I like this so far. This is interesting. The music is beautiful. I love the art style. I want to know what you guys think. What do you think my secret is? That's what I want to know. Tell me in the comments below. Do you think that she's justified in running away? Do you think she should go home? Do you think the bartender is just scheming something behind all this in the background? Who knows? But I want to know what you guys think. Tell me in the comments below. What do you think my secret is? What do you think her life is? Just tell me. I want to know. Hey, this has been fun, you guys. We always have fun. I can't wait to see where this goes. This is going to be great. Alright, you guys. Hey, if you like new and exciting gaming videos, be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell so you get notified every time I post. I post every day. Alright, you guys. Hey, I'm Richard with Everlasting Gaming. As always, have a good night.